Yes, that was our Valentine promo. It's actually to get people to come for a live audience show on Friday.
We're having a live
audience. Yay! I just want to try it out and see how it goes because it's pretty early. It's a bit of a challenge, but we're going to try it out on Valentine's Day. Have people, you know, our loyal viewers should come around and just be a part of the show on Valentine's Day. We're going to have some nice music.
I hope a lot of our callers come, like Yakub. I want to.
You want to take on Yakub? I want to meet Yakub. I can't wait to meet Yakub.
I want to put a face to that.
All right, let's move into today's hot topic. Rape is one of the most awful and brutal gender-based form of violence, predominantly against women and girls. The menace of the horrendous crime of rape, especially of children, is now very rampant in Nigeria. Sadly enough, even though rape cases are talked about, they are hardly ever reported to the appropriate authorities, and the perpetrators go scot-free, plotting who the next victim could be. Now, why is rape seemingly on the rise, and how can we rid our society of this ugly incident? It's your view. Let it count. You can call us on 070-8066-8014. You can tweet to us at YourViewTVC. Now, the reason why this is coming up is because over the weekend, some 14-year-old raped a 3-year-old girl. Now, if the normal Nigerian argument is, oh, she was just half naked, oh, she was promiscuous, and they raped her. But how do you explain a 14-year-old child raping a 3-year-old? Where does that come from?
What is he thinking about? He's supposed to be thinking about his school. He's thinking about another thing.
That's what you get from too much media. Too much
that's what I was going to come to media. The exposure to too much foreign content. I mean,
you know,
and even our local content guys these days are getting really
because they want to get foreign now.
Look,
when I was growing up, there was nothing like that music station. I'm not allowed to call them, but there was nothing like that. Okay. You were watching Nigerian TV 24/7. You will just that's what you are watching, and they were from 7 till midnight. By 9, your parents have said, go and sleep.
This 7 will be 4 p.m., 4 to midnight.
They start by 4 p.m. in the evening.
That barcode will come up.
Can I say something?
That barcode, but you will not start showing till like 5, 6.
Rape has come to us as a result of moral decadence. And I would strongly put rape cases attached to parental negligence. There's a case, because recently we're invited in our school and there's something that they're working on, awareness for parents to understand what is truly going on. A lot of children now, how many parents understand the new rules and regulations? A lot of sign languages they use with their peers, they mean totally different things from what they are saying. And we don't know that, we're not aware of it. Now you say, why a 14-year-old boy would rape, how old is she? A 3-year-old girl. The boy must have seen it somewhere. Now, there are 3 stories. One, from the aunt's iPad. She saw pornography there. One, from the father's laptop. He saw a porn movie there. And we see a lot of things, and we know social media, a lot of pictures that are flying around. We see so many things there. And now, the children don't only want to just see it and remain there. They want to experiment. So that is why a 14-year-old boy would go to a 3-year-old.
Yes, bringing us to the parental negligence, because the truth is, a lot of us today, we leave our children with helps. And from this helps that the children start experimenting. So even though you watch this thing, you see this pornography, but then you have a help in the house who's taking care of you, and both of you now start experimenting. You have a teenager, especially when you have this it's a crazy experience. I know the people that have gone through that.
When my daughter was about 8 months old, I was ready to go back to work. So my husband and myself were arguing. She's still little. Don't leave my daughter, because I took my time, a full year to raise that girl, and she's just a year now. So the morning I was deciding that, okay, I'm going to go back to my former boss and resume practice. I just picked up the newspaper in the morning, and a story of a boy giving a baby his private part to suck. And the mother goes to the bank, leaves the baby with milk and everything, but the boy would just decide to give that baby that. And the baby, after a while, started rejecting the mother's breast milk at night.
I remember that.
And I was like, the baby died. I don't have any help. I don't know. I've not arranged anything for her. I just stayed back, and started raising my daughter until my mother-in-law came back. Because really...
Yes, YK.
No, because I don't want to blame parents alone. I don't think we should blame parents alone. These things can happen anytime. They can happen anytime.
But if you as a parent, if you set the right foundation for your children, don't you think they'll be able to know, like, for example, you know, they always talk about sex education early. If your child knows breast, this area, the no-go area.
If a child has been abused, that child will normally see that thing as normal. Now, for instance, a child has been abused for a long time, a child that you live with someone, probably a maid, and then that child grows up to 13, 14. He just sees it as normal and does it on someone that, you know, from the age he thinks he has been doing it. And you never found out.
Negligence from that, when that child was a
You never found out.
Let me put it in perspective. The reason why I say that is mainly because of parental negligence is because the first contact a child has with the world, any human being, is the parent. So if you as a parent, you're not able to shield, you heard what she said now. She left work for 1 year. How many parents are willing to sacrifice something now for the children? A lot of people, because of the economical situation, rather, they don't want to, they say, okay, they pick their jobs, they pick this, and something must suffer for it. You cannot say that you would have it.
But there are successful parents. There are people I know who have worked.
Those are just a few. Mariah, if you do a survey and you check how many children have been abused, you'll be shocked at the numbers. It's not even the ones that are coming out to say that they've been abused. Yes. There are a lot of people that have been abused.
I'm not saying parents are exonerated. I am saying you cannot blame them totally.
And
so who else can we blame?
The law that we have on protection of children, our Child Rights Act protects children. It makes it a crime, a strict offense. That is, you don't even have to prove intention. When a child is molested or raped, that is anybody below 18. Now, if that law is enforced, this thing would have deterred, enforcing that law would have deterred a lot of these practices.
You think so? We'll come back to the law point. Let me take Tyra's call, because how do you, a 14-year-old... When Tyra comes... Good morning, Tyra. Are you there?
Good morning.
Well, Tyra, yes, thanks for calling.
Good morning, everybody. Auntie Waike, welcome back.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm happy to be back.
I missed your face.
Thank you. I've missed being on the show. Yeah.
Okay. This issue we are talking of, I think I will support UA to some extent. That is the parental factor. But the most important aspect of it is we have, whether we believe it or not, we have actually deviated from our own culture by imbibing foreign culture. These days, overexposure to so many things, more especially this so-called technology, internet, iPad, or whatever. You, Moriah, you can testify to this, and all of you get that when you were in secondary school, there was nothing like handset or whatever, so you are not too much exposed to all these things. But today, even you as a parent, you can imagine parents buying phone for children of 9 years, 10 years, just in the case, in the name of, I want to monitor the activities of my children when I am not there, out there or not. All these things, most of what those children are now doing there, the parents hardly knows even some of the slang or terms or terminology they are using on all those things. Overexposure to all this foreign culture is one of the reasons why we find ourselves in this situation. And I'll tell you, well, like who said, the parents have a lot, very much.
Thank you, Ty. You agree with Uwa on that. But let me go back to the legal situation, because you were saying that, okay, the law protects a minor, which is below, when you are below 18. Now, when a minor now rapes an extra minor, what happens?
I said enforcing the law. Even if a minor rapes a minor, the minor has raped that minor, he has molested the minor, there are laws that protect them, because the age limit in law, there's a presumption in law that when you're below 12, you can't commit certain rape as an offense for a male child. Now, if someone has, like this case now, a 14-year-old boy that rapes that child, is covered by the law already. But what I'm saying now is that we have problem of enforcement. Like a mother now that knows that the law would be enforced, she knows that the police will do their work, would readily caution her child. She won't want a situation where she will end up in the prisons or in the courts.
Let me take Sunday's call. Good morning, Sunday. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm Mr.
Yes,
Sunday.
thanks for calling.
Sunday, not Sunny.
Sunny.
Hello.
Sunny.
Yes, Sunny. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. My take is that the ill form of the society, that is what is pushing people into this app. And sometimes it is not only the men that rape the female. Sometimes the females push men to rape them. You see a woman dressing as if she's a prostitute. Some even prostitute in their homes, even in the presence of their parents. And the parents, because of what they are bringing in, they are absorbing all this. So it's just the societal fault.
Okay.
And another thing I want to add, those their cup, does it contain sugar? Because if those cups are too big, if it contains sugar, in fact, I sorry for you because you take this and almost take it on daily morning. This is what I want to tell you. You have to be very careful on what you're taking from that cup. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much.
No sugar. My own doesn't have
I hope
sugar.
your cup doesn't contain sugar, so we shouldn't be taking sugar every day. It's
Mariah and Uwa have
Why
sugar.
can't-
just today.
Mike, you're going to say something about the topic.
Yes, I was.
You lost your train of thought.
I did.
All right.
You know, there's something that happened recently, and we did checks, and we saw that a lot of secondary school girls, some of them were pregnant, some of them this, some of them that, they've been exposed to. Parents, now, because of morals, we say that I will bring my son to you, and I say Auntie Morayo. When I say Auntie Morayo, yes, it's to show some form of respect. But you see, Auntie Morayo, auntie in its sense is somebody that is related to you. And you now tell your children that the gate man is Uncle this, this one is Uncle this one is Auntie this. And tomorrow when they begin to see that there's a bit of closeness amongst the, what's it called? They now have that, they let down their guard. And,
Yeah, I think
you know,
you're right.
they come close.
Because we've seen a lot of psychologists who have advised us that you need to actually, first of all, educate your children on sex early. Then two, name the names of the family member. Let them know who their family is. And everybody outside is either Mr. or Miss,
yes,
or so that they know how to differentiate.
And even the part of their body, Morayo, you're supposed to name it for them.
So they know.
Now, a child, you're saying that how the 14-year-old now, where did the rape happen?
Yes.
Did we check all those things? Of course, the child would have been left with that boy. Even brothers do the same thing to sisters.
Yes.
So we are saying that if there's a parental negligence, there's always a foundational problem.
Let me take this call, Mr. Ogumbi. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, I like this your topic this morning.
Yes.
And if you look at one prophet, the daughter is sitting down there direct. Prophet Ransom Kuti.
Okay.
What he was saying all those days is what is happening today. We leave all our culture, what we're supposed to think of our tomorrow. That's fine, that's good. I'm looking at the prophet's daughter. Yes. That time, you can see that what he's saying is happening today. Look at our guests. The home video, the foreign video, we continue buying it for them. The clothes we buy for our children today. Like when I was small, my children, who are even 18 years, see them wearing ordinary pants and nothing happened. But today, you are talking of 3 years and 14 years male and female together, raping themselves. You can see that we need to go back to our culture and think of tomorrow.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Ogumbi.
I just have to say something. When you are blaming parents, a child that is going to go bad, whether you are there or not, will go bad. He has peer pressure. You are not thinking about peer pressure. You're not thinking about the TV. I mean, a parent cannot be there 24 hours a day.
Okay, point taken. But it was important for what Mr. Ogumbi said. Important for us to know that the fact that we live in Africa does not mean that there's no rape in Africa. Rape is not a foreign thing.
What he was saying was that
not.
back in the days when girls were naked and they
Wearing
even
pants,
outside,
were there rape
it
cases?
never mattered.
No.
But now there's so much exposure. Children are now aware of
I think
each
you are
other's
mistaking
nakedness.
it. I think don't say that they were not reporting it. I know that in Nigeria, child abuse is very, very rampant, and it's not just starting.
Yes.
It is not just starting.
Yeah.
Don't tell me it is just starting because you are reading it in the papers. It has been. When I was a young child, I used to walk around in pants. Because my parents didn't have money to buy plenty clothes, so my grandmother would say, yeah, just wear your pants and be running around. Because we didn't have house help. I'm telling you, if we had house help, we would not have been saved.
Okay, let's take some tweets because that's because of
I
this
just want to
chapter.
say something quickly. Now, I see a lot of parents buying gadgets for their children. to feel a sense of acceptance from the society that yes, because they want to prove that I have money and they get all these gadgets for their children to show that status quo or something like that. All these things adds up. They don't even put what's it called, parental check on all those things. They don't protect this kind of website the children go to. If you pop on your iPad, for instance, on the applications, you will see different kind of applications. And when the child downloads something that has to do with what's it called, sexual activities, what do you expect a 14-year-old to do
All right,
with
let's
it?
take some tweets very quickly so we can close.
Do you know whether that boy had an iPad? Maybe he didn't even have iPad.
Exactly.
It might.
Okay.
It
we have to,
might.
unfortunately,
Do you
have to
know
close
whether
it.
he had
We don't have any more
Can I
time.
say-
We have to move on. Female genital mutilation is next. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I can't even find it.